The master craftsman has arrived, showcasing a high-cost, custom-made Airbus A380 model airplane. Featuring carbon fiber and 4 engines, this is a perfect blend of technology and craftsmanship. By the end, you'll understand what true mastery is. Let's get started without further ado. First, we use computer software to split the aircraft's 3D structure into individual parts. Then, we use a 3D printer to create the fuselage template, which is assembled and tested. Next, we sand and smooth the internal structure. This results in a smooth internal structure. Next, we use 500 grams of glass fiber to create the fuselage mold. This creates a smooth and shiny half-fuselage structure. Isn't it quite simple? The same method is used to create the middle and tail sections of the fuselage. Pay attention to the master's technique. The tail section is made from 500 grams of carbon fiber, with different materials used for varying levels of hardness and flexibility. The basic structure of the fuselage is complete, with a 3-part design and pre-drilled connection holes. Now, let's move on to the internal skeleton structure. We'll design a support structure diagram and use a CNC machine to carve out a lightweight wooden structure. We'll then assemble and glue the skeleton in place, ensuring the fuselage's stability. This is the front landing gear's fixed structure and installation position. This is the rear landing gear's fixed structure. Next, we'll glue and install all the fixed structures and supports, covering the connections with epoxy resin and glass fiber. Next, we'll glue and install the front landing gear's fixed structure, along with the cabin door's hinge structure and control mechanism. Finally, we'll fix the tail support structure, which requires internal carbon rod installation to connect the vertical tail. Next, we'll create the vertical tail structure, starting with the internal skeleton. Then, we'll use a template to create a glass fiber and carbon fiber combined panel structure. This is the fixed control mechanism's frame structure. We'll then connect the wing panel and skeleton structure, installing the carbon rod structure that connects to the fuselage. After testing the connection, we'll glue on the second layer of the wing panel structure. The next step is the rudder structure, using a 3D printer to print the template. We'll then create the carbon fiber structure, completing the rudder's basic structure. Next, we'll create the horizontal tail structure using the same traditional method and operation. Watch the master's smooth creation process, combining glass fiber and carbon fiber for a strong and durable structure. We'll install the carbon rod structure to connect the horizontal tail to the fuselage. Then, we'll cut a longer carbon rod to connect the 2 horizontal tails. That's how it's done. After testing the connection, we'll glue the horizontal tail's wing panels in place. Next, we'll create the elevator structure, which provides lift. The basic structure is complete. Now, we'll start creating the main wing structure, the most complex part of the process. We'll prepare the template and skeleton structure. Next, we'll create the carbon fiber panel, combining it with epoxy resin to form a high-strength, high-hardness, and lightweight material. This material is quite expensive. We'll design the wing's connection structure to the fuselage, ensuring a secure connection. We'll use carbon rods to connect the wing. Now, we'll lay out the wing's internal wiring, reserving space for the control mechanism and engine wiring. We'll also design the installation position for each component. After some intense work, we've completed the wing's internal wiring and component installation. With the final wing panel covering, the wing is now complete. Finally, we'll cut out the aileron and flap structures. Then, we'll create the engine cowling structure, using a 4-engine design. Next, we'll create the intake structure, and this is the result after demolding. The finish is quite perfect. The 4 engine cowlings, combined with the 4 intakes, will be paired with 4 120mm duct fans. This is a high-end creation. We'll then assemble the entire engine structure. Next, we'll connect the engine to the wing. Watch the master's perfect design. Now, we'll create the automatic landing gear structure, which is a complex and expensive process. Pay attention to the master's technique. Just looking at the landing gear structure, you can tell this is a high-end creation. Next, we'll cut out the landing gear door structure, which will be designed with a remote control opening mechanism. This craftsmanship is truly exceptional. Now, we can install all the landing gear in place. The tech is quite impressive, isn't it? It's truly perfect. Next, we'll install the control mechanism for the cabin door opening, which requires careful design and planning to ensure a perfect fit. We'll use a servo motor and control mechanism, with different specifications to accommodate different angles of the cabin door structure. This completes the automatic cabin door structure. Next, we'll install the flap and aileron hinges, along with the control mechanism. Now, we'll create the core control cabin, starting with the cabin door structure. This is the heart of the aircraft, where all the control elements and flight control will be installed. We'll arrange all the electronic components on the carbon fiber board and connect the wiring. This is the completed structure, which involves more advanced professional knowledge. Here, we reserve the connection for the wing, and after installing all the control mechanisms and wiring, the aircraft is almost complete. Here, we'll cut out the cockpit windshield. Next, we'll power up and test the entire electrical system. The landing gear design is flawless. Next, we'll move outside to test the taxiing and thrust system. This aircraft is truly perfect. Finally, we can proceed with the professional flight test. The last step is to apply the decals, which will elevate the aircraft's appearance. This craftsmanship is truly exceptional. Next, we'll apply decals to the wing and engine cowling. Finally, let's reveal the final product. Isn't it impressive? This is an extreme example of perfection, truly exceptional. Enough talk, let's start the flight test. Soar into the sky, retract the landing gear, and feel the thrill of flying. The flight is incredibly smooth, but the real challenge is landing successfully. perfect landing. What's your impression? Share your thoughts in the comments.